guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a topic video on top 5 TV deaths. I was going to do clips for this, but honestly a lot of the TV deaths are not on YouTube, so I didn't end up doing clips for this one. So I'm just going to tell you guys what all these TV shows are from and try to explain it as much as possible. So of course with my top 5 videos I do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 until I get to the first one. And if you guys have any recommendations for topic videos, definitely tell me in the comments below. And if I answer them, that means that a couple of weeks will either be on DarkAvengerINC or Comic Uno, because on DarkAvengerINC I have them on Sunday, and on Comic Uno I have them every Thursday with my comic book reviews, because I double dose my topic videos. But let's start talking about top 5 TV deaths. Or saddest TV deaths, I would say. Top 5 saddest TV deaths. Because there's some epic TV deaths, but then there's also something that actually emotionally got to you. Alright, so number 5 for me is Alaric from The Vampire Diaries. This happened season 3, episode 20, and his final death was in episode 22. But his farewell death was in episode 20, and I really enjoyed this one because Alaric was, I would say, the foundation for everybody in that show. You know, everyone's always in different directions, and there's no morality to them most of the time. But then even Damien, you know, Damon. Why did I just say Damien? I guess because I was reviewing Batman. But even Damon, we get to see he never really has friends, and Alaric was that rock for him, and then also the rock for Elena and Jeremy. And when he did die, there was no rock for them. So I feel like he was the saddest death because also he didn't really deserve it. You know, he was just trying to help Elena and Jeremy. He, again, was just trying to be that parent for them. I really love that season because he was that parent for them. He was a great guardian, and you wouldn't expect just a history teacher to have such a great relationship with all these people. And then having all that whole candle scene with like everybody from, you know, I would guess the Mystic Falls group. I can't really call them, I would say a Scooby Gang kind of for Vampire Diaries, but from everybody of the cast, they all have a candle because they all were connected to Alaric in some way. So I really enjoyed that, and love that Damon was there for his last breath, and then he comes back, and that's a whole different story. But that, I consider that more of the death and what got me a little choked up. Alright, so number 4 is Joyce from Buffy, and this is actually a really iconic episode, The Body. And the reason I like this is not really because Joyce died. I feel like if it was just, you know, the aftermath of Joyce dying, it'd be different. But this episode is more about the body. You know, it's more about how Buffy was affected by that death. You see that emotional impact of Buffy just seeing her mother die. It is like, oh my god, my mom's dead, and she can't do anything about it. Like, she's this powerful person, but she can't avoid death. And it's just a really, really emotional episode, the way they directed it, and the way how it's not about Joyce. It isn't. It's more about that, and I'm going to bring up actually a reference to the episode where Dawn is in art class, and you know, the negative space. The negative space is what's around the object, and that's what it really is about. It's a negative space of Joyce's body. And you know, we could go into this episode forever just because it's such a well-crafted episode, and I think that's what makes it the saddest, because it's such well-crafted. And then we have these great monologue from Anya, and it's amazingly well done because of the acting, the directing, the writing. Everything came together and make it such a great sad episode. So I would say Joyce from Buffy is my 4th favorite death and saddest death. Alright, number 3 is Paul from Eights and Barules, which is actually John, I can't pronounce his last name, why can't I think his name right now? John Ritter from Three's Company. Great comedic actor, and you know, his episode was really sad because that's when he actually died. It was unexpected death. They filmed like the first 2 episodes of the season or whatever, and that episode was when John Ritter died. And it was an upsetting episode because the actors weren't just reacting to this character dying. It really was John Ritter's death. And they were actually a close cast. You can even see Kelly Cuoco talks about him still to this day, 10 years later, saying that's how she became a good comedic actress. And, you know, obviously she's on The Big Bang Theory, and done everything with the Emmys and stuff, and she's become famous from The Big Bang Theory, but she said because of him I became a good actress, a good sitcom actress. So again, it's not just because of this character died, it's the reaction to John Ritter's death, and that's why I was so emotional to it also, because he is a great actor and is so unexpected, the death, and I think they just did a beautiful job on the episode. So 8 Simple Rules, Paul's death was really, really impactful. Alright, number 2 is Cordelia of Angel. Yeah, I am a humongous Cordelia fan. She's like one of my favorite characters of television ever. I think she's a brilliant character. And her death, I'm gonna, there's a lot of, I guess, deaths you could say for her. There's the death of her character in season 4, totally, just because that's not her character, and it's an upsetting season of Angel. There's the death, I guess, when she actually goes up to the powers that be, when they pull her up in the end of season 3. Or we could really say her death was You're Welcome, with the 100th episode of Angel. And that is the episode where I'm going to say was the saddest, and that is where I'm counting her as her death. Because she was in a coma the whole time after the whole season 4, she was taken over. I can't even watch that season, so I've not watched that season because I'm a big Cordy fan. But yeah, she was taken over and she ends up in a coma in the end. So in this episode, she gets out of her coma and she just talks to Angel, like, what are you doing? This is not why we started Angel's investigation. You're working with the enemy. So it's really interesting to see how Cordy brings Angel back on track to say, this is what we want. And we find out that she was actually never there in the end. And I think that's what made me choked up. She was never there. And that was her last wish, and from the powers that be, was just to be with Angel. And everyone else didn't actually see her. So it was a really good ending, and that's where she dies. Like, he gets a phone call, it's like, oh, Cordelia died, but I just saw her. And it's a really, really powerful episode, especially if you like Cordelia. So it's one of my favorite Angel episodes, and one of the saddest deaths, definitely. Really, really like that one. Very emotional. And they're actually supposed to get Sarah Michelle Gellar, but I'm really happy they got Charisma Carpenter for that episode, because I felt like that had more meaning for the Angel series. Alright, number 1 is Lorvaine, why can't I pronounce her name? Lorvaine from Scrubs. Lorvaine. I don't know why I can't pronounce her name right now. Lorvaine from Scrubs. Lorvaine. Why can't I say that? Okay, yeah, she's a nurse with Carla, with everybody, and she was the main character for the whole entire series, and she definitely was the saddest death for me, because she got in a car accident and she had this fight with Dr. Cox about, like, Jesus and God, and he's like, no, God's not real, this wouldn't make sense, the profession we're in, why would he be real? And they're having this fight, and he's like, I give up on you. And the next day, we find out that she gets in a car accident, and everyone's really upset, and in that episode, we see the reaction of everyone saying goodbye to Lorraine. Lorraine, why can't I pronounce her name? I don't know. I probably spelt it wrong, and that's why. But anyways, we see the reaction of that, and the best reaction to that was probably Carla, which really, really, like, I can't not cry when I see this scene. And Carla just doesn't want to let go, because she has her mind activity, but her heart has stopped until her her mind did stop, and her heart was still going until her, they had to pull the plug on her. And it finally stops once Carla says goodbye to her, and I thought that was very powerful, because she actually follows Carla throughout the whole episode, and, has all these lines here. It's like, you have to let go, and it's just a really well done episode, even though, like, she's not the main character. I think with Scrubs, they have a great balance of emotion and comedy, and I think with this episode, they just show that. They had the comedy, but then they're a comedic show. It's a comedy show. It's kind of like not a sitcom, but it's a comedic show. But then, of course, they had that weight of emotion. There's other episodes, too, where they have that emotion. Their last episode's like that. But yeah, I just always get choked up with that one, and it's an upsetting episode, especially just, again, the surrounding characters and how they react to it, especially Carla's performance on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this list. Tell me in the comments below what your favorite death was and saddest death on television was. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you agree with my picks, definitely, talk more about it in detail in the comments below. And guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and The Red Situation, and don't forget to like my Facebook page, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.